Hello and welcome. My name is Chris, and we're going to be going through this application today to understand how it works. Now, what you're going to notice is this app is unlike any other app that presently exists in the HVAC industry today. It's not based on the difference between sears from one system to another, but actually is based on the amount of wattage that the system draws and the specific type of equipment selected. For example, a single stage or a two-stage or inverter. Now we're going to refer to inverter units as variable capacities. So we ask you to select the type of blower motor that the system utilizes, such as a PSC, an X13 or constant, or an ECM variable speed. So we also take into account two-stage and inverter systems and the percentage of runtime at various capacities, along with the electrical usage and the blower during the heating operation. This application is intended for a comfort professional to quickly calculate the savings that a homeowner will achieve by purchasing a higher efficiency unit versus a less expensive lower end unit. And what we do is we calculate the efficiency savings over a period of time, and then they're going to quickly see that they can enjoy the technology and efficiency of these larger systems for much less than the lower end systems. This is going to enable you to sell more higher end units and have happier customers. It's going to be a win-win. Secondly, you can calculate the financing details so the customer can see which financing is going to work best with their budget with the new higher end unit. So we hope you enjoy this application and that it leads to greater profits and happier customers for you. So let's jump right in and see how the system works so you can get started using it right away. Alright, so here is the icon on your screen. Go ahead and click on this icon. And then what you'll see is the terms and conditions. After you finish reading these, go ahead and click on the I agree, let me in. And then you're going to be presented with the main menu. Now this main menu has the calculator, the finance calculator, the customers, and the settings in here. And the first thing that we're going to do is set up our company. So let's go ahead and click on settings. Now the first thing that we see here is the company info. So let's go ahead and set up the company info right here. So go ahead and fill out your company information, and then let's touch base as soon as we're done. Once we're done with this section, go ahead and click Done. And now that you'll see that this is saved properly. Go ahead and click OK. Alright, now what we're going to do first is the incentives. You can see that at the very bottom. Now we're going to do that on purpose because if you have incentives, you're going to want to enter those first before we manage products. And I'll show you why in a second. So let's jump over to incentives. Now what you're going to see here is you're going to see a blank screen right here with an add button. Now what you can do is click on the add button and then you can give the incentives a name. Then go ahead and give the incentive amount. And then put in a description. This is for your use only. When you're done, go ahead and click on the Done button. And you'll see that the information was saved successfully. Let's go ahead and add in one more, just so I can show you what it looks like when we have two incentives. Alright, once we're done, we're going to click on Done again. And we can see that it was saved successfully. Alright, now let's go ahead and click on the back button up here at the top. And then we're going to go back over here. And then let's take a look at our products. So let's go ahead and manage our products. And click on that button now. Alright, now a couple of things about products, as well as most of these items in here in the settings, is that you can add and remove and configure these products any way that you like. Now, each of these products, you can see we have 4 products just to start out with. This is just a placeholder to kind of get you going. You can see how it's all set up. You can rename these any way you want. And you can add your own products or anything you want. It's very flexible. So if you want to remove a product, you just swipe to the left, just like this, and you can click the delete button to delete that. We're not going to delete it right now. Now, to edit a product, what you want to do is just kind of click on it, and then you'll see all the settings for this product. Now, one thing you're going to see down here at the bottom is the pricing. And so you can see the pricing on 2 ton, 3 ton, 4, and 5. We don't go into the increments of tonnage because this is a close enough approximation for what we're doing. So you can also see the incentives right below here. You can see the federal and the state rebates that we have lined up here. And you can apply these to this product by clicking on the check boxes right here. So you can either apply these or not apply these based on what you see as the appropriate settings for the rebates for this particular product. So what you see right here at the top is the product name, and you can edit this or you can add this if you're adding it brand new. The furnace efficiency and the SEER rating. Now, one thing that you can see here on the SEER rating is that it doesn't stop at 16 SEER. If you scroll up, you can see that it goes all the way down to 25 SEER. And so we're going to go ahead and choose 13 for this one because it's the lowest end product. And then you can see that there is a single stage, 2-stage, and variable capacity for this product. Now, if you click on the indoor button right here, you have 3 options for your indoor options. Your PSC, your X13, which is your constant volume, or your variable speed, ECM. And so choose here whatever's appropriate for your product. And then when you're done, go ahead and scroll to the top right here and click on your Done button. And you can see that it was saved successfully. Let's click OK. And now let's go through here and let's add a brand new product. So we have all these products in here, and you can change the pricing in here. We encourage you to go in here. We have the same pricing for each of these. It's just general pricing. So go ahead and add in here what you feel is appropriate. And then let's just go ahead and add in a new product. Say, for instance, we want to say, I want this product to be product A. We're going to put the furnace efficiency. It's going to be pretty high. We're going to put 98%. Do a 16. And let's make this a variable speed. We're going to make this a high-end unit. And we're going to have this outdoor. Let's say the outdoor price is going to be, say, $12,000 for the 3 ton. And then we'll do $13,200. For the 4 ton, we'll do $14,400 for the 5. And we'll kind of keep it at that. We'll put this one as $11,800 to start for the 2 ton. And we're going to say this is a high-end unit, so this actually qualifies for both the federal and state incentives at every single level. So let's go ahead and apply these right now. And then we're going to go over here to the indoor and see that, and choose the variable speed capacity right here. And then what we'll do is we will go ahead and click on Done. And we can see that this was saved successfully. And that's as easy as it is to add a new product. So now let's go ahead and click on our back button here at the top. And then let's go to the settings menu. And then let's go ahead and go into finance settings, where we're going to set up all of our financing. All right, so let's go ahead and click on Add to add a new finance option. Now, before we do that, you can see that there's 0 months, same as cash, or 0 months in cash, and that's basically if they just pay cash at the time of the purchase, and that's always the default. But let's go ahead and click on our Add button, and then what we're going to see here is a couple of things that we can use to set up our financing. Of course, we can set up the finance name, the term, which would be the number of months for the financing, the APR, annual percentage rate, and then also the contractor fee. Now, the contractor fee is provided by your financial institution and sometimes by the manufacturer. Now, a typical fee may be around 5%, but it can vary from 0 to 15%. The next item is the monthly finance factor, and that's usually supplied by your financial institution for the appropriate monthly finance factor that's there. This isn't always applicable, so we put a 1 here to be neutral. You can also check that box at the bottom where it says apply 12 months no interest option. And what that will do is it will apply 0% interest for the first 12 months, but what it will do is make it retroactive for all the following months after that. All right, let's just start with this simple example here. Let's just do a 12-year loan at 5.99% interest. So let's call this one 12-year 12-year loan, and that will be 144 months. And for the interest rate, we'll put 5.99. And for the contractor's fee, let's just put 7.5%. And then we won't put anything down for the monthly finance factor because a 1 will keep it neutral. It just won't calculate a finance factor if it's a 1. Let's not choose apply 12 months, no interest option at this time, and click on the Done button. All right, we can see that it was saved successfully, and that is our 144-month, 12-year loan. So we are all done right here. We'll come back and look at this when we do our finance calculation. So let's go ahead and click on our back button. And then we're going to click on our back button one more time because we're done with all of our settings here. The only thing we have left to do here is to click on Customers to set up our first customer. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so to add a new customer, let's just go ahead and click on this Add button here at the top. And you're going to see some pretty typical information for adding a customer. So let's go ahead and do that now, and then we'll address a couple of things that are special right here at the bottom when we're done. Okay, so once we're done here, let's go ahead and click on this Done so we can see all of our information. Now, so what we've done is we've added Bob and Mary Burke here. We've put in the phone number, the state, and their nearest city. So for the nearest city here, you can see that we have a couple of cities that are available in Arizona. And so just choose the one that is most applicable, the one that's closest to you. And so once you do that, then put in the cents per kilowatt that they pay for in that area, and then the tonnage for their home. So for instance, they may have a 4-ton unit that that they need for their home, or a 3-ton unit. We'll just leave it 3 for now. But this is where you set this up for this client and how big of a unit that they need. And then if it's a heat pump or not, go ahead and choose this. Now this approval code at the bottom is something that happens after financing. So for instance, if you are sitting at the table and they say, okay, we want to go with this particular unit for the installation, and then what you can do is go and call the finance company, get an approval code from them, and then you can come back here and put this approval code in this client section right here, just as a reference, so you can remember that if you would like to. We're not going to put in an approval code now, and so what we're going to do is click on the Done button at the top. You can see that it was saved successfully, and you can see Bob and Mary here in the customers list. So let's go ahead and click on the back button, or we can click on the home button at the top to go to our main menu. And from here, we can start a TCO calculation. So let's go ahead and do one now. So when we get to this screen right here, you can see there's a button at the top here where you can add a new client. So if you're in the process of sitting down with a new client and you have this all set up already, you can just quickly add this add a new client by clicking on Add a New Client, add the client, and then you can go back to the home button, click on the TCO calculator again, and then jump right back over here and choose who the client is. So let's go ahead and choose Bob and Mary Burke because that's who we've put in right now. And let's choose. You can choose a time frame anywhere between 5 and 12 years. Let's go ahead and just leave the 12 years as it stands right here. That's a great calculation. And then let's choose, let's say silver and platinum to compare. So here's a couple of units they may be considering. And so when we go through here and we can choose any 2 options, we can't choose more than 2, but we can choose any 2 options to compare at any time. And then let's go ahead and click on Continue. Now this screen right here is used to explain to the customer that depending on how they use their air conditioner and heater, it can change the cost of ownership over time. And so you just kind of want to disclose this and say if you're more frugal with how you have your settings, it'll save you a lot more money. And then if you like it, say, really cool in your house during the summertime, you may not have as much savings. So once you kind of explain this to the customer, go ahead and click on the Continue button. And what we see right here is something very interesting. See how the Platinum unit, even though it costs more, it costs $9,000 instead of $6,300, the customer saves a substantial amount of money. This is the information that we need to give to our customers so that we can inform them that by buying the higher end units, the more efficient units, they're actually going to save money over time. And so you can see all the details as you scroll up and down here, right here. You can see the total cost. And so this is really good. So let's go back here real quick and let's play around with this a little bit. Say, for instance, they wanted to compare, say, the gold and the platinum unit. So see how fast that is? You can see here that it's the gold unit is more efficient, so you're not going to save as much on between the gold and the platinum. But still, think about this. If they chose the platinum unit, they would still save a substantial amount of money over a 12-year period. So they could upgrade and have the comfort of the higher-end units and still save money over time. Okay, so you can go back here and choose any of these that you want to compare. You can do the bronze, the silver, whatever. And so you can just bounce back and forth and just do some comparisons that way. Now you're going to see a couple of buttons here at the bottom. One of them is a share button. And you can see that it automatically includes your email address in here. And then if you just put in a comma and you put in the customer's email address right here, then what happens is you can send this email off. And it looks just like this. And you can see all of the different information in here that we just showed them. And you can show that they are going to save by choosing the platinum. And so it has all the information from your company right here. See how cool that is? And so I'm going to cancel this right now, so we're not going to save that. But you can send off an email real quickly. I'm going to hit the back button right there. And there's another one that is saved. And so you can kind of save this for Bob and Mary right here. And then you can jump right over to financing. So we're not going to do that quite yet. And so basically this is a quick way that we can go through here and find out what the total cost of ownership is on any of the units that you have set up in the system for Bob and Mary Burke. So the next thing we want to do is we want to click on our home button, which will take us back to our main screen. So anywhere in the program, you can click on that home button. It'll bring us back. And then what we want to do is jump over to the finance calculator. So for financing, what you can do is you can say, so they chose say for instance, the platinum version. So we're going to click on platinum and click on continue. And then you can see all of your finance options in here. You can see that there's $9,000. In fact, let's go back real quick because there's this box right here that shows any additional costs. So for instance, we know that the unit costs $9,000. You may include the cost of installation and the unit for that cost when you put it in there. Or you may just choose the cost of the unit itself and put installation separately. Most of the time, you include the installation and the unit cost itself, just to make it easier. But if there's any extra cost that you want to add, you can put in a few extra. You can put any of that extra cost that you know of in here before you move forward, and it'll calculate it into this. But let's just choose the standard 9,000. And so, what you can see right here is the amount that it's going to cost the customer over the lifetime of the loan for the financing right there. And then you can see at the very bottom how much it's going to cost if they were just to pay cash right now. So you can kind of cross and compare the two. And then if you were to choose the 12 months zero interest with the financing, then it'll show the first 12 months at a certain rate and then the remaining months at a different rate, just as a point of reference. All right, so let's go and hit back here. And then again, you can see right here, you can share this by sending an email off to them. And then here, you're going to see the finance options in here. You can see the percentage rate, all that stuff is going to be in here. So we're not going to send that right now. And then we can save this for Bob and Mary, and we're good to go. So that is the finance section right there and the TCO app. So now we've gone through the entire application and set it up and have set up a TCO calculation. We figured out the financing for Bob and Mary. And now, anytime that we want to use this in the future, we can click on TCO calculator, add a new client, quickly put in their information, and be able to do a TCO calculation very quickly for the next client. So you can see how efficient and easy this app is going to be in the future. We have additional videos that will help you with understanding how the application can work better. Go ahead and click on the link below in this video to be able to see additional information and other videos that will be helpful as you use this application with your clients.